back in 2020, I was involved in a couple incidents where I almost lost my life. And after the second one, I'm like, really, what was, if I died today, what would my legacy be? You know, what would people remember me for? I died on a parking lot.
It's like, what's your name? And the girl goes, you don't know who I am? At that point, Natalie's texting me under the table. Right. Can you pop on the cameras and what's going on right now?
I'm about to handle business videos and commented on it. So they said it was like bot-like activity, and I disputed it and everything like that. And they was like, nope, you're sitting down for a while.
Woo! Welcome to Find Another Zero podcast with Will motherfucking Bates.
What's going on,
I'm
man?
glad that the couch is big enough to support you, bro, because I was worried.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable, man.
You're the only person that can actually reach the floor with your feet, so I'm happy with that, man. You should see a lot. Dude, all the girls that are on this are always sitting at that.
They got the comfortable hoodies on.
Dudes are doing the little foot.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, bro. I know you're busier than shit. I know it's hard on a 9 o'clock on a Tuesday to come and sit down.
No, I wouldn't miss it, man. I appreciate being here.
You, Bart Pietrzak, owner Project Power Gym. Will is not only a great dear friend of mine, but in the community of St. Louis, you are, I think, personally, I know a good amount of people, and I think you're revered as one of the top good men around.
I appreciate that, man.
So from so many aspects, that's why I wanted to get you on the show, bro, because the whole point of Find Another Zero, I'll segue. I don't know if you know where the name came from.
No, I don't know that.
No? Okay, no. So for those watching and for you, Will, Find Another Zero basically means we go through life sucking at stuff, right? And then as you're young, you hate sucking at stuff. You're embarrassed. You're this or that. So you progress yourself. So now instead of at 0% efficiency or proficiency, you're at 10, and then you're at 20. At some point it flips where you're 51 proficient, 49 suck. And you're like, oh, this isn't so bad anymore. There comes a point where wherever you're trying to do, you get into the 90s or 80s, and people fucking stay there for the rest of their lives and never, ever, 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 ever try another zero. Yep. They never find another zero. I was just talking to someone today, you know, they're having some health issues, and I know, and we've talked about it 1,000 times, it requires mobility, get your heart rate up, gets endurance, but they're strong and they like to lift heavy, and that is all they do because they're in the 90s. Right? There's very little pain when they lift heavy. But if they go do mobility or try to do an agility class, it's zero. They're going to be embarrassed as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You think about it, even in the business world, like Elon Musk or whatever, when he sells off his stuff, he's going to the next thing, like dumping all his money into it and just back to zero again.
Dude, that's
and
a great point.
up. And then who else was it? The Netflix guy or whatever, when he sold off or whatever, then I think he created something else.
Really?
They're always trying to push it to the next level and see what they can do. They get done with one thing and then it's like, okay, let's build something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
well, you had, I mean, again, you do what you do for a living, and you've served.
Yep.
Right. People, a lot of people,
enforcement.
Law enforcement. Yeah. Okay. So you know, you get to that point where, okay, I've done my due diligence, but you didn't stop there.
Correct.
You went, let's go further. I'm going to go back to nothing. I've never done a fundraising organization that helps, but you decided to do it, right?
Yeah.
So let me have it, man. Why? What was the day before you did it to the day after you did it?
Well, with the law enforcement side and everything, just especially here in the St. Louis area, sometimes you struggle to feel like you're making a difference just with all this going on. And, you know, you arrest a guy, he gets out the next day and he might have shot somebody, robbed somebody or whatever. And it's like, well, you know, is this truly my purpose? And back in 2020, I was involved in a couple incidents where I almost lost my life. And after the second one, I'm like, really, what was, if I died today, what would my legacy be? You know, what would people remember me for? I died on a parking lot. You know what I'm saying? For somebody that was just going to get out the next day anyway. And so one of my buddies runs a nonprofit in Colorado called Revital.
Okay.
And I want to say December 2020, I got to kind of talk to him about what he does, and it's for first responders, and he helps them. I mean, he takes them horseback riding, fishing, shooting, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So initially the plan was to open up a Revital St. Louis, and I was going to run a Revital St. Louis. But he was so busy, like when I kept hitting him up for questions, stuff like that, I felt bad, like asking him.
Like you're a burden?
Yeah, oh yeah, because and he's a great guy. His name's Jordan. He loves to help, but I just saw that he had so much going on in his plate. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just do my own thing or whatever and just kind of reach out to him for guidance. So my thing is start now. It's like I was trying to plan all this stuff or whatever on how to do it or whatever. It's like, well, what can I do right now? And it was Memorial Day weekend of May 2021, where I put out there that, hey, I just want to pay it forward to a military veteran. And
hold on, this has only been since 21?
Yep, since 21.
No shit.
Yeah.
Bro, you work fast, man.
Well, got a lot of great people supporting me.
Damn,
like
dude.
you guys and tons of others. But yeah, May of 21, it's been going since then. And just wanted to pay it forward to a military veteran. So I put it out on social media. It's like, hey, if any of you guys know a veteran that could use this, or it was, to kind of help with PTSD and stress as well. Year paid in full gym membership. Let me know. And I didn't get a lot of response on like nominations or any of that stuff out the gate, but I did get one of my buddies, Kenny, who's now on my board. He was like, hey man, you find somebody, I'll match you. So I was like, okay.
Oh.
So I just went to a local gym. It's like, hey man, you guys have any, veterans or anything like that maybe could, use a hand up, or, that are going through some stuff, or, you want to thank them for their service. And he's like, yeah. He said, I had this guy. I was like, okay. So handled the 2 memberships right there, year paid in full.
Shit.
And then he's like, well, I know some more people too. I was like, man, how you just stop it too? I was like, okay, all right. So then I just put it out on social media. I was like, hey, if you guys like this, for as long as you donate and stuff, I'll keep doing it.
Okay.
And
because those first 2 were out of your pockets, right? Like that was.
So the one was out of my pocket,
Yeah.
and then my buddy covered the other one. So yeah, the first 2, I went to my wife telling her, like, hey, I'm gonna buy somebody a membership for it. You're paying full. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she was cool with it.
She was
it's
cool
hard to
with
say
it.
no to stuff like that, right?
Yeah. But no, she was cool with it, supportive. And then, like I said, my buddy covered the other one. And then when I put it out there, people just kind of just really started throwing money at it and everything, and really liking to see it. And then, they like seeing the updates and, how people served and, what their awards were, and, if people went abroad, or just different things like that, or have gone through things here locally as well.
Yeah.
So we started out with fitness memberships,
right?
And we have mental health counselors now. We do wellness retreats out in Denver, Colorado. They normally do a wellness conference every year called the Level Up Wellness Conference. My buddy Jordan with Revital, he runs that. And the first year I was able to take probably about 10 people, whatever. But then this past year, I took a lot of the St. Louis city officers that were involved with the school shooting a couple years back.
Wow.
Took them and their spouses out there, and they got to really connect with other officers who had been through similar incidents.
That's got to be so hard, because it's a unique situation that who the hell you talk to about it, right?
Right. So that's a cool thing. People are still connecting with and talking to people that they met in Colorado and all that stuff. And then there's a ranch out there that my buddy runs also, that we're able to do outdoor retreats and things like that as well.
And this is through, so your organization's called Will Be Inspired.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. Will Be Inspired.
Okay,
Yep.
Will Be Inspired. And the retreats aren't necessarily Will Be Inspired retreats. It's just that you're participating in someone's retreat and you're taking people
Yeah, I'm
there.
bringing people out to it.
Okay.
Yep. So and I haven't. So the goal is to eventually do my own.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I've talked to some people about different ranches and land and stuff like that. Doing my own retreats, but yeah, man, pretty much I wrote it pretty broad to where anything mentally, physically, we can kind of help out with stress, PTSD, depression. Just kind of whatever you're going through. Because one of the reasons I really started was, during COVID, they were doing the 22 push-ups.
For the suicide.
Like, man, really 22 were killing themselves each day. And then when I talk to more people, it's closer to 44 what I'm hearing, which is a crazy number. So I was like, man, we can do something a little bit more than that. And so that was my thought, because, the gym and exercise and things like that have helped me deal with stressful situations and get through times where I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. So I figured that might be able to help somebody else as well.
I tell you what, dude, one of the best I don't know if it's maybe best is the right word, but one of the qualities that I think anybody that knows you can feel from you is, dude, like you show up every single day and like no one can tell what kind of day you're having because you always bring a positive energy with you.
I try to.
Yeah, you do. And not only do you try, but like you do it. And it's so fitting that you named it Will Be Inspired, because like that's I think why so many people love you, bro, is because you're an inspiration just by your energy that you bring. Because everyone knows that you're going through shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like we know for a fact if anybody you're going through probably the most fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So how do you do that, dude? Because for example, in a day and age where the suicide rate is high, especially with veterans and everything, the reason why I think the stereotype is that's happening is because, you know, guys don't talk about it. We don't let those feelings out and we kind of cover it up, right?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the argument, though, that you're bringing positive energy every day, even though you're feeling like shit?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're saying can cause suicide?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference there? For, you know what I mean? Like,
so for me, like, yeah, I mean, like you said or whatever, I portray, positive attitude and everything like that. But, I have negative thoughts and, all that, just like everybody else. It's just not letting these thoughts control me.
Okay.
If you will. They got different studies on, the mind is more catered to be negative and things like that. You're supposed to have negative thoughts.
So I didn't know that.
It used to be like a defense mechanism, I guess, when, they had like back in the day with like animals.
Saber-toothed tigers trying to kill you and shit.
Stuff like that or whatever. So now we don't have stuff like that or whatever. We just still have that kind of concept, that mindset or whatever. And you have to.
That danger's coming.
Yeah. And then you have to just kind of constantly day in and day out work against it.
Okay.
And, think about gratitude is a big thing for me. It's just anytime that I get down on myself or I think that I have it worse than the next person, you can go on social media and see a kid that can't walk or, somebody that's going through something, somebody that's homeless, somebody that can't provide for their family the way they want to, or just somebody who's bedridden, and then that kind of snaps me back into it. It's like, okay, these are the things that I get to be grateful for. And I might not have everything, but I have these things, and I try and focus on that. But I have my days where I wake up and I'm just not want to deal with
no
the shit.
shit. But dude, that's why I love having people like you on the show, just because like that realism is what we need to hear.
Oh yeah.
Because right now social media has the motivators and it has the fucking positive thinkers and it has this and it has that. And they'll say things like, I have bad days too, but no, you don't understand. Like, you do have a bad day. Like, you don't want to do X, Y, and Z, but you figure you're grateful for the fact that you have the chance to try.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Right? And like, there's some grim fucking examples out there of people who have it way fucking worse.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't mean that what you have isn't bad.
Correct.
It just means that there's some light in the darkness that you're feeling, and you gotta, you gotta find it, because it's a choice ultimately, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can very easily choose to come in here and tell us all the fucked up shit, right?
Yeah.
And and there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that's their MO. That is how they communicate.
I feel like that's it gets too glorified on social media. It's like people are constantly talking about how depressed they are, how much this and this, and it's it's like you have a way to fix that. You have a way to there's certain things that you can do.
Yeah.
Whatever. And that's why I try and show people you have options. You don't have to let depression beat you or any of this stuff. There are ways to work around it if you're willing to put the work in.
Yeah. Well, I think ultimately, dude, it's just a simple fact of wanting to.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
100%.
There's no difference.
Yep.
Right? Because if you want to be upset today, go ahead. You have plenty of reasons to be.
Exactly.
Right? But if you want to have a good day,
yeah,
there's plenty of fucking reasons. It's just focus. And I think the spiral of why depression and suicide and all this stuff is getting more and more out of control is because our focus as humanity has been fucking lost.
Absolutely.
Our ability for focus is fucking gone.
Yep.
There's videos with two videos on the same screen because in case you get bored of the top video, you can fucking look at the lower video. What 100%. The fuck is happening?
Yeah.
So how the hell can you focus on the positive things in your life if you can't even focus 20 seconds on one video?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Think about how much focus you exude, bro, doing all the things that make you great. You have a family, a wife, kids. You have a very stressful job. You fucking work your ass off physically in the gym. You compete. You now have a nonprofit to fucking organize. You have all these people looking to you. So if you didn't have focus, homie, there's 7 trains running you over every fucking day, dude.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But through the tracks, there's some fucking flowers to look at too.
Yeah,
And you have to choose to be like, hey, bro, I got flowers in my life, not just train tracks.
100%. Yeah. And that it comes with it. You just listen to my thing. I listen to people who were successful and things like that, and they talk about all the things you're going through. It's like you're not going to feel like wanting to do it, but you do it anyway. And you're going to have days where you're down or you feel like, even Andy Frisella's or whatever. He's like, man, I just some days want to end it or whatever. And it's like, man, to hear somebody successful like that say that kind of stuff, whatever, it puts things into perspective. And it makes you really listen to them about how, they overcome. That's my thing. It's like, I don't like necessarily hearing about the depression and this and that. I want to hear how you overcome it.
That's right.
That's my biggest thing is showing people, hey, I've been down. I've been down and out. I've had problems and everything like that, but these are the steps I took to overcome it.
Dude, tell me now, the older we get, because I had this exact conversation just an hour ago with that same guy who didn't want to try all that shit, right?
Right.
They look like someone like you.
Yep.
You're fucking huge. You're jacked. You're ripped, right?
I appreciate it.
No, I mean, I'm not telling you. I'm just stating facts.
I'll pay you.
I'm not giving you compliments, bro. You're wearing black shoes and you're huge. Like, I don't know what the fuck. So anyway, so they look like someone at you, and they're like that's what's impressive. And I'm like, Will isn't impressive because of his stature, his size, and how lean he is. Will is impressive because he keeps choosing to do shit that he may not be good at, and he's not afraid of looking bad at doing it and then getting better. And so like they look like at someone like you, and then they think, oh, he's only impressed by someone who can lift more or is leaner or is bigger. And I go, bro, I don't think you get it.
Yeah.
Highly successful people look at those struggling and pushing through their struggle, no matter how shady it is that they're performing. And that's what we appreciate.
100%.
Right?
100%.
I don't give a fuck if you squat 500. If you go from the bar to 225, I'm like, you're the fucking man.
Absolutely. That's huge.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I know it's embarrassing to squat the bar. And you showed up day in and day out to just squat the bar. And I'm like, you're a fucking man, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
You got bigger balls than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, with social media stuff, I'm kind of outspoken on social media and everything like that.
Yeah, I would love your page, man.
You had
what is it for everybody?
It Will Be Inspired on Instagram. Website willbeinspired.com.
Follow that shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, man, just starting somewhere and putting yourself out there and not being afraid. I mean, I've been called a little bit of everything on my page and everything like that. But it's just, you look at these other people's pages who are hating and commenting negative stuff, but then you look at their lives.
Yeah.
If they're not private profile or bots.
Of course they're private.
And their lives are just, I wouldn't trade places if you paid me.
Yeah.
So it's like
those are my favorite. Those are my favorite when someone says some shit to you, and then you put what they said, and then you go to their page, and you're like, bro.
Exactly. So I tend to focus on the people I know who are actually doing stuff in life like you, and people who've actually built real things and what they think of what I'm doing and everything like that, rather than the naysayers and all that stuff, whatever. Because you put yourself out there, it's uncomfortable. I don't post. Sometimes I'll post like bloopers and stuff like that, but me talking into the camera feels weird.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And I jumble over my words just like other people, whatever. And I'm not some profound speaker, but I feel like the more and more I do it, the better I get at it. So that's my thing. It's like like I said, you listen to people who have been through stuff. It's like, hey, I sucked at first. I was terrible. I was this, I was that. And then, to see where they are today, it's like, okay, well, this is just part of the process.
I think right now, dude, as we progress through, like every generation doesn't want to be like the generation before, right?
Correct.
So like our late 20s, early 30s, like that's for my time frame, everything was polished as fuck on social media, right? The best edits, the best, cleanest videos, no fucking up. Everything was like, that was what was going. the next generation knows that that's bullshit now. You know what I mean? Like they've tried it long enough where now they're 15, 16 and they're like, that's not how really people are, you know?
Right.
So now I think what's going to really catch is just straight through videos, no edits.
Yeah.
And fumble over the words.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck what you're going to say up,
Bro.
you know, and just post it anyway.
Yep. 100%.
Right? And what's funny is whenever I get a compliment from someone saying something nice about me, genuinely it's like the realness that they see, the genuineness from me, that I don't, fix everything and make everything perfect, and
100%.
I just throw myself out there, and my silliness and all this shit is endearing to them, and they can connect to that.
100%. Yeah, I did one video about like haters or something like that or whatever. Then I posted the blooper behind it or whatever, and I got so much response on the bloopers like, oh, it's good to see, this. And
you're like, do you not think that that's like, that's happening? Like, people have no fucking idea.
Yeah, and, the more you chop it up. So I've been trying to do better with just with, because I break a lot of my videos up or whatever, but I've been trying to be better about just talking all the way through, mess ups or not.
Yeah. But see, because of what the message that we're trying to portray, it like, we don't like it because the message doesn't hit as hard.
Correct.
Because I say or I take too long to get to my point.
Absolutely.
Whatever, right? But that's real. Right? This like super delivered fucking awesome powerful message is nice. And people get inspired or motivated or let's say this, their attention is caught. But it doesn't exist. It's like the fucking stock market. It's all made up. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing. So if we can be who we are, and who you are is really a fucking great father, husband, great friend. Like there's nothing to polish there.
Right.
So someone who wants to be a great father, a great this and that, they need to see the real version of those things. And then they can go around and have the confidence that they're not as far off as they fucking think they are.
Right.
Because they'll hear our perfect fucking video and then they go to their friends to try to like inspire their friends. And it sounds nothing like that. And they're like, I got to be really far away from the goal, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not.
No. And it's like, no matter who you are, there's somebody in your life you can inspire. Like you don't have to be this, start with one person, two people. I remember before even the nonprofit and all that, I did the 75 Hard and everything like that. And that's one of the reasons Will Be Inspired came about, because people would reach out after that and then after the marathon and saying, man, I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired. This is so inspiring and stuff like that. So that's how.
How did you take that? How did you take it?
At first I was just like, I really,
didn't care.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Just didn't know how to take it. I don't know. I mean, I just felt like sometimes people just say things,
okay,
just to be nice or whatever and everything. And then, after you kept hearing it, but then what really made me feel a certain way about it and be like, oh, okay, well, these people are really being legit about it, was watching people do it. Whether it be 75 Hard, whether it be starting their own fitness journeys or stuff like that. Then when I saw people, or they reach out, hey, I'm down 10 pounds, 20 pounds, this, or hey, I decided to I get messages. One of the reasons I do like some of my videos walking on the treadmill, now I got people messaging me, hey, I was walking this morning with you, stuff like that. So that's the coolest part to me, or even when I was walking outside wearing my weighted vest, which I need to get back to doing. People were asking me, hey, where'd you get that vest from? Or I want to get one too. Or they're tagging me in posts wearing their weighted vest, walking outside and stuff like that. So
it's cool.
To me, that's cool. Yeah, that's the coolest part.
But that wasn't what you were trying to do. Right?
No,
that's what my point I'm trying to get across is like, your whole thing will be inspired, and it's not an external thing. You're like inspiring yourself to be the best fucking self you can, right? And then all of a sudden people are like, you inspired me. You're like, motherfucker, I was just trying to get myself to go.
100%. Yeah.
Right. Well, and if you can focus on yourself, and you don't focus on yourself to be inspiring, you just try and fucking put yourself out there for your own sake.
Absolutely.
And everyone else is like, oh shit, me too. Right? But it's the motherfuckers that go around like, hey man, you should try walking with a vest. Hey man, you should go on the treadmill every morning. I do it and I feel great. Like, fuck that guy. Right? Fuck you, dude. Why do you give a shit what I do? Right? But if you do some cool ass shit because
Yeah.
you think you can do it and it's
Absolutely.
changed your own life, and then you broadcast what it's done for you just for
Oh,
the
yeah.
sake of what's happened for
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
that's how you become inspirational.
Lead by example.
Dude, I've talked about this before. Like, leaders don't give a shit who's following them.
Right.
Like, if you in your own, you go where you think needs to be gone,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And then you clear the way. You make sure you're good, and you make sure the area is good. And then people are watching you, and they go, "Hey, that direction looks pretty fucking cool." And that dude seems like he knows where he's going. At least if he doesn't know where he's going, he's gonna find out.
Right.
I'll just follow that guy.
Right. Right.
Right? But it's not a leader isn't someone who's walking backwards, looking at who's following him and going,
100%.
"Hey guys, this way, this
Oh,
way."
yeah.
Like, they all see you don't know where
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck you're going.
Yeah, I'm just going my way regardless.
I'm going my way, bro. And if it's 1 or 100, I'm still going the same fucking way.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I mean I've seen people, cancel culture and stuff like that. You say the wrong thing or whatever,
Yeah.
and then people just fall off. So, you can't focus on who's following you and this and that and all that because that shit could be gone tomorrow.
No
Especially
doubt.
with social media, somebody can shut your account down and you can have nothing or whatever. It's the relationships you build in real life that matter the most to me.
Dude, I mean, if you could say that 18 more times, I think that would be a good fucking lesson, bro. That's
Yeah.
going to be a short for sure. We do not put any emphasis on that right now.
Yep.
There is none because you nailed it, bro. You get 200, 300, 400,000 followers and
Yep.
Instagram randomly goes, your shit's,
Oh.
you've, what, two
Yeah.
times
Oh,
now you
bro,
were in
yeah,
jail?
Yeah, they shut me down and took away my abilities to do certain
And
things.
homie, you ain't radical. Like,
Right.
you're not like saying down with fucking,
Yeah.
Biden and shit. You're just,
yeah,
it's wild.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah,
didn't they shut you down because you liked too many people's
Yeah,
videos?
they did. Yeah, because that's one of my things is like I like promoting other people. I like hyping other people up online and stuff like that. So I guess I liked too many people's videos and commented on it. So they said it was like bot-like activity, and I disputed it and everything like that. And they was like, "Nope, you're sitting down for a while because I was showing too much love."
Can you?
This is insane.
Can we? I mean, let's have a moment of silence so you guys could understand what the fuck that means.
Right.
A person who has a nonprofit, who has a genuine human following,
Right.
who's doing nice, kind communication,
Right.
got shut down on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I post a video and there's 6 profiles that say I'll suck your dick.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like DM me
Bro.
for like videos.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Every fucking time I
Yeah.
post, I get that shit.
100%, man. I post something and then people call me all kinds of sellout, Uncle Tom, race trader, this and that. And I'm like, hey, IG, where y'all at?
For real.
Yeah.
I'd like an
Well,
answer,
yeah.
please.
Yeah.
I wrote, great
Yeah.
video, you're doing great,
Yeah.
and I get my ass
Yeah.
in jail,
Yeah.
and this dude's calling me
you
an Uncle Tom.
you can't
Free
show
speech.
love, but like all the hate, they allow all the hate to come through, which
All right.
is
So
just wild.
that's MO number one for social media
Yep.
is cause ruckus.
Yep.
Ruckus
Oh,
causes
100%.
attention.
Yep.
And tell me you're not focused when a fight's breaking out. You ain't watching that fight all the way through,
Right.
Oh, I don't know what's happening. If on a golf course, you fucking lose your attention, and all of a sudden the golfers start fighting, you're like, I'm fucking watching that, right?
Exactly.
This is human nature, dude. And so like to think that like the social media is some natural thing that no, dude, is a company that is paid for you watching it.
100%.
They've been exposing places that, for example, one lady was like anti-Trump. No, I'm sorry, anti-vaccine. No, she was pro-vaccine.
Okay.
She wanted a pro-vaccine Facebook group.
Okay.
Every time she searched pro-vaccine Facebook group, anti-vax groups popped up. No pro-vax groups.
Right, yeah. Nobody's fucking with it.
Because they just wanted to piss this lady off.
Yeah.
They wanted her to join
Yeah.
the anti-vax groups
And just
so
start-
that she would start butting heads.
Gotcha.
And then on her feed, it was just a bunch of anti-vax shit.
Yeah.
And then she would comment her
Yeah.
pro-vax points.
That's funny.
So we think that like you've heard like echo chamber is a voice or a term I've heard where they're like, social media gives you only what you believe in, so that
Yeah.
no, dude, because when you're with something, you don't pay any attention to it because you're already with it.
Right, exactly.
You pay attention to the opposite.
100%.
So all I'm going to see when I like something is the shit I don't like. Minus sex. They will show you as much sex as you want.
Don't click on that explore page. All right?
Bro.
You click to search for somebody and then you just see all. Bro.
People
it's
assume
insane.
some shit when you open up that search
Bro,
engine.
you can't open it around nobody.
Mine's pimple popping and ass shaking. That's all it is, dude.
Bro, it's insane. I did a video on it once or whatever, and I had to blur out all the images. I'm like, this is what they showing on the explore page.
Yes.
And that's what it was, because I was like, y'all canceling me.
Yeah.
And y'all got ass and titties all over this thing. Crazy.
Dude, to like a for real X-rated degree.
Bro, it's unbelievable. I'm like, how are y'all showing this?
Yeah.
Like, you got kids on social media and stuff like that. Doesn't matter.
And that's why we have to start understanding what you just said, dude. Like, create real relationships in real life.
Yep.
You know, we use Instagram as marketing for the gym. Now, marketing on Instagram is usually a worldwide thing that I can sell to people all over the world because it connects you with many, many people. Instagram's not really like a local thing, right? Yeah. But I don't care about 80 million followers on our Instagram page. Instagram is a fucking not billboard, clipboard, or if you come into the gym and I have like a cork board of like what's happening, a newsletter. Our Instagram page is like our newsletter, essentially. That's how I use the Instagram page.
Right.
I'm not on there trying to hit like trending videos and get 80,000 because who gives a shit if I have 1 million followers on Instagram?
Yeah.
Of those million, 2,000 are in the area.
Correct.
That means I only have 2,000 people that I can do something with.
Yep.
Right? But people don't look at it that way.
No.
They go, I have 80,000. You know, there was, dude, legit, no joke, true story. There was a girl who came into the gym within the first year of us being open. She walked in, and Natalie, beautiful, kind-hearted, non-social media Natalie.
She's great.
Is at the front desk, right? Yeah. This girl comes up, and she goes, hi, I'd like to work out here today. And Natalie goes, okay, great. You know, we'll get you a day pass, and if you can go ahead and pull up the app. And the girl kind of looked at her and goes, day pass app. She goes, yeah, you signed the waiver. She goes, I don't feel like doing that. And
so like you don't feel like working out.
Yeah, right. Well, so then Natalie's like, Natalie being the kind-hearted girl, she's like, okay, don't worry, I'll fill it out for you. Right? Yeah. So then Natalie's like, what's your name? And the girl goes, you don't know who I am? At that point, Natalie's texting me under the table. Like, can you pop on the cameras and what's going on right now?
I'm about to handle business.
Yeah, right.
She's nice, I feel like, to a point.
Bro, mom comes out, bro.
You can see that smile just fade.
Mom comes out hard. Yeah. 100%. So
better leave her alone.
Guess how many followers this girl had?
25,000 probably.
50,000.
50, okay.
50,000.
And she's a big deal.
50,000. You don't know who I am? Bro.
That's insane, bro.
What life does that person lead?
Exactly.
Right? 50,000 on an internet site that probably half of them aren't real people, right?
Correct.
It's like, dude, what inflated ego do you have? Like, how many people do you know in real life?
Exactly.
How many people have you shook hands with today? How many smiles have you?
How many lives are you actually changing, or are you just posting your butt all over all of your videos?
And you've got a decent following now, like a pretty good a number, but it wasn't because you were trying to create a following on Instagram.
Correct.
You've just done so much in real fucking life that enough people have themselves searched you, told their friends saw your shit on their page, and that's how you organically fucking do this.
Yep, right.
And that's how it used to be done. That's how the whole social media thing started.
Exactly.
How many friends do you have in real life? Oh, add me on Facebook. Okay, cool. And then but now it's like I want to be an influencer, and and like there's like a.
Well, it's to the point now people are paying for followers and paying for likes and all that stuff. I'm like, what is the like? Like it's already fake, but then you making it more fake.
Yes.
You paying for the fake?
Yes. You're paying money for this free service.
What I don't get is like people can see this, what you're doing and everything, but some people don't care. It's the appearance that they're successful instead of actually being successful.
I think that's a maturity thing because of the lack of focus, because I don't know if you're like this. When I was growing up, I could give two shits of the reality. All I wanted is what people could see me as.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to like a very sick degree. I've mentioned this before, that I make great first impressions.
Right.
Like I'm really good at it. And when I was young, I would make a first impression and then actively try to never see you again. So that I wouldn't ruin my fucking first impression.
Right.
Swear to God, that's how my fucking brain used to work. I'm like, okay, Will thinks I'm funny and smart and cool and awesome. I'm obviously none of those things. So I'll just make sure he never sees me again so that he tells people if someone brings up Bart, you're like, oh yeah, Bart, I know Bart. Bart's awesome. I won't fuck with that.
Yeah.
So that I don't mess up your perception of me. Like that's how much. Yeah. So I would live by myself, never fucking talk to anyone, never go out. But the perception of me everywhere else was like, oh, Bart's like this awesome fucking cool dude.
Right.
But
right.
I wouldn't have any human interaction to actually prove it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know who. I think it's Sal, and I might butcher it or whatever. He says, "Don't look to be known, look to be worth knowing." That's one of. Well, I got it from him. I don't know if he got it from somebody else or whatever. But
that's dope.
Being an actual person worth knowing instead of looking to be popular and looking to be all this with all the followers and everything like that. Looking to be an actual good human being that people will say, "Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah,
you know, he's a good person."
Do you think that because if I talk to, let's say 90% of the people in the gym, I don't think anyone would disagree with what we're saying right now.
Right. Correct.
Right.
Correct.
You talk to them in person, everyone's like, "I'm down,"
Mm-hmm.
but no one is.
Oh yeah.
But everyone's still caught up in all the bullshit. Everyone's still caught up in, you know, I get pages sent to me every day like, look at this hot chick and look at this and look at that, and my response is always like, dude, it's not real.
Yeah. You're right.
It's not real, bro.
Right. Bro, it's funny you say that because I used to go out to California, visit my buddy, all the time, whatever, especially before me and my wife got together and everything like that. And he would have these girls that he was friends with, whatever, and I'd see him in these pictures. I was like, man, you got some good-looking girls around you, everything like that. Then I go visit him, and I remember one day we were watching the Super Bowl, like on this big screen TV they had out by a pool, and there was just a couple girls around, and I was like, oh, who are they, or whatever, and they was like, oh, that's such and such and such and such from my page. I was like, man, that ain't them.
That bad.
I was like, yeah, bro. He said they filter it up and do all the makeup. I was like, bro, they don't even look like.
They're not even the same people.
Not at all. And so then I'm like, man, it's. Like,
you pulled it up.
Man, that's not.
Hey, you come here. What
right,
the
bro.
fuck is happening?
So right then I was like, okay,
it ain't real.
It
ain't real.
Not
dude.
at all.
It ain't real, and we just can't accept that it's not real, and we just keep hoping that it is because.
Well, the dangerous part, people comparing themselves to the not real.
All the time. Every day, all day long. All day long. Dude, yeah. If you start lifing, like real lifing, you start realizing how fake it all is because you go, dude, I am lifing.
Right.
And nowhere do I see that shit. No. How many times I get this sometimes where I'll go out in public, you know, and I'm like, where are all the, like, who are all these people? Because all the people I see look nothing like any of these people. 100%. At all. Nowhere. Where do these people live, dude? Like where do they do grocery shopping? Because it ain't fucking in Wentzville. I'll tell you that, 100%. You know, like.
And that's one of the things I try and do. So I compete in bodybuilding, obviously, and stuff like that. And you know, I like to I'll post competition pics and everything like that. But I also like showing the whole process. So I'll show myself with a gut or where I don't have.
Well, let's be honest, bro. You don't have a gut, bro. I hate to break it to you, homie.
Just say more full or whatever, and not. You know,
less
less rip or whatever. So I don't know. I just like showing people the process so they don't think that it's an overnight type thing. And there are people, you know, they'll take all these videos and pictures and stuff like that when they're ripped.
No doubt.
So it makes it look like they're ripped all year round. And I'm like, that is not the case.
Dude, people get jealous of themselves. They'll look at like their competition photos and like make themselves feel bad about themselves.
Right. Well, that's, I guess, huge. Like I think more so with women with the body dysmorphia, stuff like that after competitions and stuff like that. Yeah. Me, I know it comes with it. Like,
So how do you deal with that, dude? For those listening that are in that spot, like, what do you do to not freak out?
Me, I think for me, I just know that it's not sustainable at that, you know, stepping on. I mean, I say when I get around 250, 260 or whatever, I say about 255 for me, 260, I could be sustainable at or whatever. But as far as the, you know, the stress on your body and everything like that, that all goes into it, it's like you can't keep that going.
What's your stage weight?
My stage, so I've been on stage. Last time I was 237.
Okay.
Yep, 237.
That's
Yeah, yeah. But then you're draining water out you and
Yeah.
everything like that. So
So like, is it that you feel so shitty that you know that you don't want to be like that? Like it's not worth it, or like,
yeah, that, and it's just also enjoying life.
yeah,
I like to have certain things, and you can still maintain a great physique and
yeah.
enjoy different foods and everything like that. But to keep in mind like you're going to be stage shape all year round, just it's not realistic to me. So I prep myself. I was like, hey, you're not going to look like this the whole time, whatever. And it's especially then when I get down that low, like my strength goes, whatever. So me, I'm more focused on getting that weight back on a little bit, so I can start
Pushing some
lifting
weight
heavier again. Yeah, so I can start building back stronger than I was before the previous year.
Maybe that's why women have a tougher time with it, because strength isn't as important to them as it is for men, right?
Could be,
Because you're right. Like when I lean out, if I don't have my shirt off, I hate my life. You know what I mean? Because I'm weak and my clothes are baggy. It's like, this sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't mind having a gut if I can fucking bench again
Yep,
and squat
exactly.
again and everything. That's a good
100%.
point. But the ultimate thing, Will, is I don't know if it's because what you do for a living or because of what you've been through in your life. Like, I feel like you have a very firm grasp of reality. Right. I don't think you live in la la land. I don't think you live in entitlement town. I don't think that you compare, people's vacation in the chalets with your every single day life because of what happens in your everyday life. I think you get grounded in yo, bro, like shit's not great all the fucking time, and that's okay.
Yep,
right. And you're not going to look great, feel great, be great every single day. You still got to show up and keep going. Whereas people, I think, who, let's say, sit behind a computer all day long, right? They're on their spreadsheet on Instagram, spreadsheet, Facebook, spreadsheet. So all they do is live in la la land.
Oh, yeah. I think that's cool, man. My thing is just people helping people, and the further you can cast that net, the more, I don't know, maybe we'll get back to somewhat of normalcy in the society.
I know we're going to wrap up here, brother. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I think the bottom thing is, to extrapolate a little bit, is it's not about showcasing your wins, because everyone doesn't, like, when people watch people and they get cringed out, or they like, that person's so gross.
Yeah.
Understand that it's not the thing they're doing that's gross. It's they're a gross person.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they do is gross, right? So if a gross person's like, hey, I donated $50 million to this organization, everyone's going like, there's some alternative motive, because you're a gross person. Like you don't have a good bone in your body. Like, so you saying that you're donating is trying to make yourself feel good or whatever, right? But if someone knows a good person, they're like, oh, how awesome he was able to do that.
Yeah.
It's the same action from a different source.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about showcasing your wins, first look yourself in the mirror and say, what's the source?
Exactly.
Are you actually trying to do good?
100%. 100%. Yeah. And that's me. It's like, that's why I don't let any of this stuff bother me, because I know me and the people around me. I focus on the people around me, what they know me. So, all the fake stuff on social media, whatever, or who thinks I do what for what or whatever, irrelevant.
Irrelevant. They don't know me. Dude, there's I'm sure it's been copied a million times, but it's like, if you have a problem with me, call me. And if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. So I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
100%.
So ultimately, dude, I think people out there should take an example out of your book in every single chapter that you've ever written in your life, bro, in terms of show up, focused, bring a good positive energy no matter what's going on. Don't pretend that there's no problems. Just choose to focus on the good.
Right.
Showcase your wins. Community is the most important thing that we've got, so contribute to it in a positive fucking way.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And don't feel any certain type of way about letting people know that you've done good in the world, because then it'll allow other people to do good as well and not feel a certain way about it.
Exactly.
And accept help and ask for it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Take action.
Bam! Always got to end it with that. Well, thank you so much, brother. I very much appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Keep me in the loop. We got the golf tournament. We're going to sponsor a hole. We're going to put a team on the course. So anything I can do to help with that, dude, please let me know.
Likewise, brother.
Yeah.
Here for you too.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Peace!